Welcome to this bumpy beer tasting with New Belgium Brewing Company out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Uh, and they are also out of North Carolina. It's actually not printed on this can, though, so I think this one may have come out of Colorado. It is their Ranger IPA. All right, so I'm pretty excited about this one because this is a throwback. This was the original Ranger recipe, I guess, before they started doing everything voodoo. So this was the claim to fame Ranger IPA, and then they changed the recipe and started doing the whole voodoo series. And I've never got to try this one. They when they made their way over to actually distributing throughout New Hampshire, uh, everything was already voodoo. So really looking forward to seeing what the original Ranger recipe was. Now they do these with the Best By dates. I think they don't have a canned on. Maybe they do. No, they can't be. Yeah. Well, anyways, the Best By date on this thing is November 17th, 2019. Can't understand any of the other numbers underneath that. So I'm guessing because that already puts it from today, a bit over 4 months out before it expires. So I'm thinking they're doing like a 6 month shelf life. So I'm gonna guess this is about 6 weeks old at the time of this tasting. Comes in at 6.5% ABV. Let's go ahead, crack into it, and get on with this. Yep, so the head, as you can see, very tight, white bubbles, very clear, super clear, crystal clear. So carbonation bubbles coming up. This is within that gold realm. I think it's kind of going on to the. It's a little bit under like a dark gold, but yeah, right in the middle there. So maybe around a 5 SRM or so. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. I am gonna do this a little bit different. Let's see if it works. All right, it's time for the first swig. So, cheers. Okay, so I have been drinking on this Ranger IPA. Um, the aromas that I noticed out of this, I got kind of a floral, lemon, uh, and then after that, there's a bit of a like a sweet bread type coming from the malt, and the aromas. It's kind of on the medium side of the aromatics. They're there, not too potent. Um, and for the aromas, I did give this an 8 out of 10. The appearance on it was perfectly fine. Nice, clear, beautiful beer, good head. Um 6 out of 6 with that. Now the flavors, I was getting kind of a bready malt note up front. From the hops, I was getting kind of like an earthy floral, and that would kind of go into a bittering pine, like piney note at the end. Bitterness does linger on with this. So actually, for the flavors, I mean, this is like an old school West Coast type IPA, pretty much. Um, ooh, actually, now that I'm talking, after I've been drinking on this for a little bit, that's the interesting thing about this new way I'm doing this. Um, I'm kind of getting a little bit of an orange citrus. So we'll add that into orange citrus. But still, the flavors on this, I'm going to give a 17 out of 19. The body, it has a pretty light body, uh, fairly medium carbonation to it. Um, 5 out of 5 for the body feel. My overall impression on this is a 7 out of 10. Not bad. I didn't really care for the Voodoo Ranger when I first had that. I'll have to I'll have to pick that one up again, the regular Voodoo Ranger, um, and compare it to the difference from the original Ranger. Now that I've got to try it, um, so for New Belgium Brewing Ranger IPA, it gets a bumpy score of 43 out of 50, landing at an excellent brew. So cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.